Yeah, that's right, kids. Before you buy. Before you buy. Listen, I've talked about this before, but I'll make this the final definitive video on this topic. But I'll tell you now straight up, I don't think I'm ever gonna really buy these strings ever again. Until they update the plain strings, which I doubt they will, let's be honest here. They might do another line like a XS2. I might try that, but for now I don't think I will buy them again. Unless I won't. The only time you'll see me with these strings again on my guitar is probably because someone gave me the packet for free, or Daddario or something, because Daddario has given me stuff before. We did ask for it for our tour. We went somewhere for a tour in a different country. Now, even if they give me those packet of strings, I'll probably end up giving it to a friend who has a different circumstance as me. And I'll talk about that circumstance. But before you buy the Daddario XS, right, the plain strings corrode. I've already mentioned that they corrode. Maybe slower than your average string, your regular non-coated string, Ernie Ball, normal Daddario, NYXL, whatever your regular string preference. Let's see what we have here. My favorite guitar, right? Still. Now, what do we see? Look at the plain strings. Look at this. Look how inconsistent it is. It looks so distorted compared to, let's say, here at the top, where it doesn't really get touched. See the shine there? It's very consistent. Looks brand new, except for that whatever that little spot is there. And then when you get to where it gets touched and played, there's no shine at all. And then it comes back, of course, where I don't touch the string much. I don't touch the string muchly. Giving you a little bit of a B-roll as well. It's a improvised B-roll. That tape there to protect the pickup from corroding, and the strings, the pole pieces from rusting, of course. But notice the plain string, and then notice the bass strings. Now that you've diverted your attention, the bass strings are looking pretty good. I will admit, I will say that. I will give that to Daddario. They're pretty good with the bass strings on the wound strings on the XS. As you can see, I got some little bit of tape there because I don't like the action adjustment screws getting clogged up, and then not being able, resulting in not being able to adjust the action, because it happens. The screw over here for the E string is already kind of stripped. I gotta change that, but I think this guitar is already pretty dialed in. I've already played it in many shows, in a couple of tours, and it's been great. It's dialed in. My favorite, right? I was looking for the volume knob there. I gotten so a little bit used to the McCarty. Anyway, like I said, the bass strings, it's still kind of crispy. Still has that piano thing going. Still feels. But you know, the plain strings are kind of okay. It's just that you need to be having a little bit of sweat in your, or some kind of lubrication on your fingertips, so that when you're practicing or you're doing your solos and what have you, you don't feel the roughness, and it feels like it feels like sandpaper strings. You know what I mean? Where you feel like it's gonna cut your fingers. It's gonna cut through all your calluses and go straight to giving you tetanus, probably. So this is the only reason why I'm not gonna buy Daddario XS anymore. Because the only reason why I need the coated strings is because of my corrosive sweat. And then normal strings will just, you know, within a week, probably I could get a new pack of strings and then of normal ones, and then I'll be practicing, let's say, pretty decently for a day, and then the next, you know, within the day, even I was gonna say the next day, but within the day. And this has happened time and time again, because my producer for our tracks, he demands that or insists that I restring before recording. You know, the session is about from 10 a.m. to 6, right? And then I'll restring it around about 11 when everything is prepped. Start recording shortly after. And then by about probably all the tracking, by about 1 p.m. maybe 2 p.m. you can already see it, man. And then by 4 p.m. I kind of want to restring. You know, I don't know if this is gonna get to Daddario somehow through good people like you, but the coating on the plain string is not robust enough. It basically needs to be like elixir, right? What do you call it? Anti-rust plain steel, the way they do it, like some kind of, I don't know what it is, stainless steel coating or something, but it's pretty good. So if you ask, who is this for? Who is the Daddario XS for? I don't know. I was gonna say it's it's potentially for corrosive sweaters like myself, but as you can see, we're here now. We're talking about it. It doesn't work for me. Still going back to my trusted, tried and true elixirs. I'll give kudos though, because none of the strings have broken. This is my second set, just to make sure that the previous set that I bought is not a dud. From that old set, I hadn't had any string breakage. Good on you, Daddario. Your strings are strong. It normally snaps from here, right? guitar strings electric from all of the bending and the wild vibratos and wild vibratos close to here where it's the most friction. Hasn't broken. Kudos. And so it's not for the corrosive sweaters. So who is it for? Well, it's not, certainly not for the ones who don't have bad sweating or don't sweat a lot, like me, for example. I sweat a lot. Because those people who don't sweat or who don't have corrosive sweat or both, it could be for them. But if their bodies don't affect strings anyway, they'll probably be better off with the cheaper regular strings. But having said that, regular strings, most people will leave their guitar on a stand. I like to keep my guitars in the case at all times when I'm not playing them. I used to leave them on the stand for easy access, but I notice strings also last longer when I keep them when they're case queens. The strings tend to last longer. I have noticed that over the years. I didn't do any experiments or anything, but it's just something that you just pick up subconsciously, and then you start observing it, and you pay attention to it a bit more, and you come to find that out. The other people that this is for, this is good for. I guess it's also good for. You know what? I forgot about this, but this will be really good for people who. Yeah, I made a mistake there, but it's really good for people who don't sweat, and if they sweat, they don't have corrosive sweat. It's good because while it doesn't affect the plain strings, their plain strings will remain shiny to a degree. The important thing is on the wound string, because most guitarists, or there are going to be a lot of guitarists who don't wash their hands. They don't wash their hands before they play, and so they have whatever dirt, gunk in their fingertips, and then they put it all in there in the wound strings, and then it gets trapped between the wound strings. You build up what they call string cheese. I've just discovered that lately from that guitar. What's his name? Guitar witch doctor or something. The one with the microscope. The guy. That was a funny term, string cheese. But they get stuck in there, and then you lose all of this, all of that crispiness. It sounds bad, man. It's like I cannot stand dead strings. So if you're the kind of person that these strings will suit, good on you, man, because these will last you pretty long. I believe they are strong, robust strings. The raw strength of it'll withstand. And then you can use it for a lot of rehearsals, a lot of home studio setups, where you just constantly, you need the guitar constantly, and a lot of time is saved from not restringing. It'll save you probably the money you would, if this costs you 3 times the amount of regular strings, it'll probably outlast that 3 times at least, which will be good, because you're not only are you saving the money, or how is it working? You're saving money because I guess you're not really saving the money unless it outlasts by more than 3 times, right? Or you know what I mean by the math. But also the time that you save For a lot of guitarists, time is money. Like working guitarists, working musician who play guitar, who need the guitar probably immediately, and the guitar is ready. It's not like missing a string or anything, or some because it broke the previous hour or the previous day. So yeah, take into account the cost benefit if that's your kind of thing. But yeah, the disappointing thing about this is these strings, because it's on my favorite guitar. It deters me from picking up this guitar instead of my others. You know, it makes me reluctant. I mean, it is my favorite guitar. I love picking this up, but because of these strings, I get a bit reluctant, and that's not good, man. Barky, man. Nice tone, but take all that into account, or take it with a massive grain of salt. Choose whatever you like. Hopefully this helped you with your next decision if you wanna try out some XS Daddarios. I've been Goldie. That's just my observation of as a simple guy. What do I know? You're the expert, aren't you? Thank you for watching. Good morning.